Yo, what's up? This is Keith Raider, and I'm back in the mix. Monday night, Raiders versus Chargers. The Chargers totally whooped the Raiders' butt. I mean, it was crazy because even though the score it wasn't really out of hand. It was 20-9. I feel like the score didn't really reflect the game overall. So the score is light, but I felt like the way the Chargers played the Raiders, it kind of felt like the Chargers had opportunities to really have more points put up on the board. Our defense low-key came out and played a decent game, but the Chargers really were able to take advantage of all our weaknesses, and it was something that I kind of was scared of before the season started. Like, the Patriots game gave me a lot more optimism about what was going to happen throughout the season, but this game really brought me back to reality of what weaknesses the team has. So let's talk about the weaknesses. I already felt like the O-line was playing, like the O-line was already a thing in the works, and kind of seeing like Ashton Genty struggle to run the ball was something that already alarmed me through the Patriots game. But I really wouldn't blame Ashton Genty for why he's not really getting the run lanes. Now, he played better than he did the Patriots game, but you could really tell that our O-line needs a little bit more work. JPJ was hurt, by the way, but it shouldn't really be that much of an issue to where like our lanes wasn't opening. Geno got sacked 3 times, and then he also threw I think 3 interceptions. So it just overall was a bad night. And yeah, so I'm going to go back to Geno, but I also want to talk about our defense. So the D-line played okay, but I mean, Max really stood out overall, and you expect Max to kind of really be the face of our defense, and I think he played pretty well. He didn't get no sacks this game, but he was very disruptive. He got like a forced fumble, and he did put a little pressure on Herbert, but I think at times it kind of let up, and I think that's really just like it just shows you how great the Chargers O-line is, and I think that Jim Harbaugh was smart to invest in the O-line, being in the AFC West. You see Chris Jones, you see Max Crosby, etc. So they made a great investment for Justin Herbert, and making sure that his jersey is clean for the most part. But I think that Justin Herbert and the Chargers just had a team that really was able to exploit the Raiders' weaknesses on both offense and defense. And specifically with the defense, I seen that it really just showed that our corners need some work, and I think our linebackers need some work. Even though they really great run stoppers, like I think our defense is a great run stopping defense. I think when it comes to passing, like if the team has a experienced passer who really could just get enough time, they'll be able to carve up our defense. And that's exactly what the Chargers did. So the things that I was really worried about, they took advantage of everything that I was really worried about. So yeah, now let me go back to Geno. Like I do think, like if Geno played better, the team could have won this game. But I still don't really blame him. I think like the Chargers played a really sound game on defense. They didn't play man, they played zone. They pretty much just sat back and forced Geno to win the game. And it really, I think like, maybe us seeing the Patriots game, a lot of us got very happy and excited for what Geno can do. And I still think Geno can do a lot of great things, right? But it just shows you why it's evident we have to get the run game going, because you don't want Geno throwing 40-something times a game each week. He could probably get away with it with certain teams, right? But you don't want him doing that in versus like some of these better teams. And I really think like the Chargers might be the top team in the AFC West. And one of the top teams in the AFC. So I'm giving credit where it's due for the Chargers. And so we got to get that run game going. You don't put – I really believe, like, if you're going to put that much stock into drafting Genty at 6, you got to cut him loose. Running back is one of those positions that you could pretty much get most of the potential out of your back day one, and we're just not really seizing our opportunity for that young back. And I think we're doing him a disservice by not giving him 20 attempts a game. And I mean I really don't think Zamir that good anyway. He got like, he's very big, he's fast, but I don't really think he hit the holes how he really need to, in like his elusiveness. Like, he's big, he fast, but he don't break tackles, and he really don't pick his holes correctly. I think honestly, if they are subbing, I think they should probably go with Labe. Like, Labe didn't play as much, but when he played, he just looked like he was better suited for what they wanted. They're using Zamir White for. I think Zamir may be like, it just looked better to have him running through the tackles. But if you bring in your back out of the backfield catching balls, you probably should go with Labe if you're not going to go with Genty all 3 downs. That's just in my opinion and what I've seen. And honestly, it was a couple of calls that we didn't get. And I mean, we could harp on that, but not really. It really didn't really seem like the Raiders were able to seize those opportunities when they were given to them, to even if they would have got the calls, right? And so I think it was just a bad game. for the offense. Geno specifically, and I think Chip Kelly. They really need to figure each other out a little more to really like get this offense going to where it just don't. It's not stale like this. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of like I looked at maybe a couple other content creators' videos before I made mine, and I've done this a few times before I even published anything, because last night when I first seen the game, I was just like so frustrated afterwards. It was just a frustrating game, and you could tell like Geno Smith was frustrated. I think the fan base is frustrated. It's just a lot. The content creators frustrated. Like it wasn't a game that really gave you a lot of optimism. I think I went from looking at the squad initially and saying the Raiders probably will win eight games, 8-9 games, and then hearing the things from the preseason saying they'll win, they probably won't win 4-5, right? And then seeing them beating the Patriots brought me back to 10 wins. And now I think we back to reality where it's just like 8-9. That's probably where the Raiders will land. Don't get me wrong, they still have the potential to win some good games and from some great teams, but if they can't figure out how to use Genty and get him towards like 80 yards, 90 yards a game, we're going to have an issue with the offense. And it don't help with Brock Bowers hurt, but we still got other weapons that should be able to make a difference. And I think like I said before, Geno, it just was a bad game for him. I think this is probably one of the worst games we'll see from Geno. But I definitely want to see better management from Chip Kelly. And like just getting to your weapons. Bowers and Genty should be the focal point of the offense. And maybe like you want to get Myers the ball, right? Jacoby Myers the ball third. But outside of that, everybody else is just like pieces that should aid Genty, Bowers, right? That should be the focal point. And Geno shouldn't have to be like the superhero quarterback who saved the day. You want him to he could make things happen. So I don't want to get on him too hard, but at the same time, let's help Geno so he don't have to make so many decisions to where he start making a lot of mistakes. But I mean, he definitely has an arm, but it was definitely some that was underthrown. And I mean, at times, if he would have put a little oomph on some of those passes, we could have had 2 more touchdowns, So I think, it's going to be some growing pains having a new quarterback, new offensive coordinator, new pieces on defense. But yeah, it was just a tough game to watch. And yeah, for my fans, my Raiders fans, please comment below and let me know how you feel. Chargers fans, if you want to talk crap, put that down there too. I'm here for it. And but yeah, man, I'm out of here. Keith Raider out.